everyone. How is everybody? I am behind. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind my reading goals, and that's okay. Apparently Goodreads feels like if I can read 2.5 books every week, I can still meet my goal of 100 books. It's not make or break for me though, so don't worry. If I don't read 100 books by the end of the year, it's fine. If I end up reading 100 books, that's even better. So we'll see what I can do. But because I'm so behind in my plans, because I had, kind of charted out my course, things I wanted to read, and decisions must now be made, what I would actually like to get to. And I've had some really strong feelings about some books, and other books I'm just kind of like, I can wait a little bit, maybe we can push it down to the end of the year, or maybe we can even push it into next year. So I'm, making decisions on that kind of thing right now. So for the month of May, and boy am I late to this party. I mean, I'm probably not even fashionably late at this time. I'm just plain old late. So for the month of May, I had plans to read The Black Tulip, Where Angels Fear to Tread, Roman Fever, Sirens and Muses, Rebecca, and I added one more in, Perfume, The Story of a Murder. I was supposed to read in April Solaris, The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, Brideshead Revisited, and then Tulipomania and Tulip Fever, which I actually did get to. I don't think that I'm going to finish Tulipomania. I pretty much read all the content that I needed to from Tulipomania, so I'm maybe going to call it good. It is very interesting text, though, if anybody is interested in it. Solaris, I think I'm going to push that one out. The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, I think I'm also going to push out, and I'll get to that in just a minute as to why that is. And then, as far as what I was actually going to read in the month of May, The Black Tulip, I think I'm going to push out. Maybe we'll push it out to next year, because I'm a little bit tired of the Dutch tulip trade right now. It was a fascinating subject, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little done with the Netherlands for right now. I have dipped my toes in, and I'm good for right now. So we'll probably read that maybe a little bit later this year, or we will put it to next year. So then we come to Where Angels Fear to Tread and Roman Fever, which I'm still very interested in reading. So I'm going to keep those on the maybe pile because they are not my strongest feelings right now. So I will get to what my strongest, what I really, really want to read. I guess I'll talk about the ones that I have to get through either the library right now or through Kindle Unlimited. Anything I have to get on my e-reader right now. So those are Brideshead Revisited. That book, I'm really very, very interested in reading that one. I want to say I probably saw the movie at some point, but I don't remember at all. But I do know it happens in England. There is some traveling to other countries involved, and apparently it's a very beautifully written book. And I think it's about the British aristocracy, and then a sort of a romance between two gentlemen of the upper class. I think they go to Oxford. One of them had gone to Eton as a boy. The other, what was that? I don't know what the other boy's education, where he went for his education. Probably somewhere also similarly prestigious. But it's about that, and it's like set in the 20s and the 30s, the 40s, I believe. So that should be really interesting. So I'm looking forward to reading Brideshead Revisited. And it just looks like a fabulous book. The other book I really wanted to get to was Sirens and Muses by Antonio Angres. It just seems like a fascinating read to me. Two girls in art school. I don't know if they get into a lot of trouble or like a lot of romantic interest, or anything like that, but apparently the main character makes it into some kind of a New York City art school, and this is supposed to be in like 2011 when things are not going as well economically around the country. And it just seems like a really interesting concept because I was in art school a long time ago now. I think it was in 2002, starting in 2002, and then I graduated I graduated in 2006, that's right. So that is one of the books I'm very interested in reading, and also, I'll put it up here somewhere, this is one of the coolest book covers I have ever seen. I mean, come on, who doesn't love that book cover? It's just so pretty, so cool, very interesting. The other books that I actually have in print form that I really want to get to, this is the copy that I picked up from my local half-price books, and you know they end up with donated books there, so that's why I've gotten this edition. It's the International Collectors Library edition of Daphne du Maurier's, I hope that picks up, Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca. And I'm really, really looking forward to this. Something about it, I don't know much about it. I think it's kind of a ghost story and it's gothic. That's about all I know. I have a feeling this one's going to knock my socks off because I have seen this on multiple lists. And I'm just like, okay. And the name is just drawing me in. Rebecca. That's it. No, Tenet of Wilfell Hall. No, Northanger Abbey, nothing like that, Jane Eyre, like just the name. It's just the name of the person. And I'm like, that sounds interesting. Not much of a grand title, but just Rebecca. So I'm very interested in reading this, and I'm hoping it will knock my socks off. Next thing I'm very interested in reading, but I don't think I'm going to have time to get to it yet. I don't know. But this is a really strong contender. It's Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell. I really want to get to it. I haven't read anything by Gaskell before, and I've heard that she's fabulous. I saw North and South a long time ago on PBS, and I enjoyed that. So if Wives and Daughters is anything like North and South, I think I'd really enjoy it too. And it's just kind of something I want to read a Gaskell this year, for sure, and I'm going to try to get to it as quickly as possible. Then, Dance, Dance, Dance by Haruki Murakami. So Emmy, over at her channel, was doing research for her dissertation. And she has something in her dissertation, or thesis maybe, to do with hotels and literature. And apparently, Dance, Dance, Dance takes place in the Dolphin Hotel, which is part of the trilogy of The Rat. And I actually thought I had read all of the books that involved the characters in, Murakami's first books. Wind Pinball involved them. And then a wild sheep chase also involved them. And so I absolutely loved the characters that were in these books, and so I'm so happy that Murakami had a fourth book that included these characters. So I really want to read this one because I really want to see what happens to the nameless protagonist that's in this story. I'll put them over here. I also, and I'm super excited about this, and this might be the first one that I pick up right after I get done with War and Peace, because this is what I'm concentrating on right now. This honker, and I am almost halfway through it. Almost there. And I feel like if I get to the halfway mark, then it's just going to be downhill from there, and I'm going to keep going and reading it, and I won't be able to stop. So I'm really hoping that's the case. But as I say, War and Peace is definitely the first thing I have to get to this month. And I have been working on it. So then this is probably going to be the one I pick up as soon as I'm done with War and Peace. Perfume, The Story of a Murder. This has me so intrigued ever since I saw the cover, ever since I heard about it, and the title itself just is drawing me in, and the idea of it is very interesting. And I haven't read anything thrilling or murder mystery, or I mean, I don't think this is a murder mystery necessarily. I think that your main character is your murderer, but I haven't read anything along these lines in so long that I am really, really ready for one. And I think that this one's going to be perfect. I have seen this on so many lists, so I have very high hopes for it, so I'm hoping it will not let me down. And that is my proposed TBR for the month of May. I'm not going to get to everything. I know I'm not going to get to everything. I do have a nice little conference meeting that I'm scooting off to for about 4 days. So I'll be getting away from my kids for a little bit. I'm hoping that in the evenings I'll be able to just sit down and just pour myself into a book and not get out of it until I feel like going to sleep. It doesn't happen very often in this house. A lot of the times I have to put, headphones on, or I have to put earplugs in, or I have to block out the noise, or I have to lock myself in my office. Or, I have to do things with the children and take care of their needs before I can take care of my own needs. So a lot of audiobook lately, unfortunately. That is just how it's gone. So that's life, and that's fine. That is my May TBR for the moment. What are you all going to read? What are you all looking forward to? I'm very interested in hearing about it. And if you want to leave a comment, please feel free to leave comments below. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give this video a like too. That'll spread me a little bit further as far as the YouTube algorithm goes. I appreciate you all stopping by to watch, and I think that's it for right now. You all have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.